Here are some pre-review thoughts. If this was made in 2009, he would pretty much be the same size as that guy, but with lights and sounds included. The articulation would have been iffy, maybe. I say maybe because Revenge of the Fallen Optimus had some good articulation, so yeah, and he's a simple robot, but let's get on with the show.
T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Welcome to another chill review. This time it's Transformers Studio Series 86, number 7. Transformers the movie. Dinobot, Slug, and Daniel Witwicky. We shall be calling him Slag from this point because that was his original name. And they only changed it because this is international packaging because they're cheap. They use the same packaging in every country now. And in some countries, slag is some type of offensive cuss word or whatever. But it ain't here, and he's going to be Slag. Anywho, this guy is friggin' awesome. Like, it is better than my expectations. We've been wanting leader class Dinobots forever. And they have delivered, and they went all out. This is, for all intents and purposes, an economy masterpiece figure. It's shrunk down in economy. If they put like freaking $30 more into it, it could have been all the way masterpiece level. What would have changed is they could have given it a full coat of paint. Maybe put some more, or put some die cast in there and filled up, or used thicker quality plastic. But as you can see, he's pretty filled in all the way around, just like Grimlock. See that? It's like no real hollowness anywhere, like at all. So they've really put a lot of effort into getting this guy and Grimlock. Did I say Dinobot? Grimlock to be really big and not so hollow. Now, where you do get hollowness is right here on the bottom of the feet, but they leave these peg holes open so it can have compatibility with the War for Cybertron trilogy figures. Even though this is a Studio Series figure, you know they want that cross compatibility. Like, they even put ports there, ports here, a port on his back, so, and here is the stand port right there. And if you look, they put little ports inside of the hole, so third-party companies are gonna have a field day with that. It's gonna be super easy for them. Now let's get this dude out of the way. This is Daniel Witwicky. He's permanently in a running pose. Yay. And he has all the hollowness that guy doesn't have. I mean, it's neat to get a little figure for Daniel. But, with the permanently bent knees and whatnot and all the compromise, I would have rather they just given him his sword and some blast effects instead of this. I said that with Grimlock. But it is a cool little extra figure. And it would be really neat if you have a kid who actually has seen the movie and really, really likes it. But his articulation, there's no head articulation. There's no face up in there, as you can see. It has just this ball joint right here and a ball joint on the hips to do that. So you can swivel like that and swivel this. The port, I think this plastic right here, this gray plastic, might be going up into his body and coming out right here because that's also gray plastic. That's not paint in any way, and it does not move at all that I can tell at the shoulders. So only 4 points, so that's even less than Wheelie, to be honest. But I think maybe this dude has more going on in his body, so it would have been cheaper to give him less articulation. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not on a board of designers or the people that decide how much this stuff should cost. But you see me spin him around. Looks really good. The gun looks like what it looked like in the cartoon. Probably the original toy as well. Let's get into the articulation. This can move back so you can have better access to the head. The head can look up, it can look down, and then this panel that it's on, let it look down even more and let it look up even more. It can kind of tilt, and of course it can rotate and whatnot. Put that back down. The shoulders go out to here. It seems like almost like a full ratchety thing until you get to there, but it's very stiff. It rotates on the ratchet, as you can hear. He has double jointed freaking elbows. Double jointed elbows. The swivel actually has wrist rotation. It has a waist swivel. It can kick forward more than 90 degrees, kick back 90, kick out to the side 90, swivel right there. Double jointed knees, bruh. The ankle pivot is locked when you have it like that. You have to unlock it. The only thing this thing doesn't have is forward or back ankle rocker because of this thing right there. I guess they couldn't put that in. And that, if it would have had that, holy moly, this guy is really, really good. Way more than they've been giving us for a generation style figure. It's amazing that he has double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, can look up, waist swivel. There's usually some kind of compromise, but it's great. Here's this comparison right here. Grimlock is slightly taller at the head, and so you can see this. He is capable of putting on Grimlock's shoulder, so there you are. I have no idea where my wheelie is, because who cares. And Daniel does have these little peg hole hands, so he can handhold core class weapons. And here's this for more comparisons. Even though he's smaller, he has pretty much the same amount of plastic. It feels like he is really heavy. Transformation. You want to hear something hilarious? I was able to figure this thing out without looking at the instructions, except one part, and let me show you that first. The hands. You have to rotate them completely that way, and then they can fit up inside of here. I feel almost crazy that I couldn't figure that out, but I'm going to lift these up like that, and we can go ahead and detach all of this from here like that. Bring that up, and we can open this up, which allows you to open that up. You can push the head down, push this part up there, and then we can close this. Now we can move the shoulders on that double hinge inside of here. Make sure that that's out of the way straight. Bring that in here. Like that. And these can fit into this. And now we can lift this up to plug onto that. The front half is done. It's done. Back here we can take the gun now, flip it around this way, and plug it into there. But rotate the waist around, open up the ankle pivot on both sides. There's a little hinge right here. I'm going to open that on the outside of both legs and flip this way, but while doing that, open that up, and we can get the leg all the way out. Now we can close this again, bring that, flip that out some, close this again. Now we can close the feet up, and this is why this thing has double jointed knees. We can rotate it into this position right here, like that. But you can't close anything yet because this is tricky, to be honest. We need to get this on top of these little red nubs. But here's the tricky part, getting this to fit into this groove right here. It's almost like you have to do both sides at the same time, but it is hard to do that. This hinge, come on, you. There we go. You got to lift that hinge up. That's my problem. And you got to get the feet into a little groove right there. Once we do that, now we can force this on here. And we can bring this, I guess that's a little peg hole right there that fits into a peg on the side of his body. Come on. Work with me. There we go. And now we can unfold the legs. Unfold the leg. And he is a robotic dinosaur. And all that praise that I was giving it in robot mode for not having hollowness, the hollowness comes back in dinosaur mode, unfortunately. But this looks like what it looked like. It's cool and ingenious. It has a lot of fake parts to get you the best representation in robot mode, I guess. Like the feet, normally in the original toy, the feet came up here. These are supposed to be his feet, but they put it down here with the tail. I guess this was the best way for them to do it, so that you didn't have to unfold the tail. They wanted you to be able to put these legs inside of his actual robot legs instead of folding the tail up in there like a third-party figure would do. But actually, Scoria doesn't even do that. The tail folds up into the back. But here's what this is looking like. That's hollowness. But you still have access to these ports and that port and the port on the back. If you don't want this gun here, you can actually take that off. And the gun can fit up there, or fit better fitting at this angle, kinda. As you can see, it's not really even designed for that. The legs, you can still do all this stuff with on the front legs. You can bend this right here, bend it forward, bend it back. They do not go outward. The head doesn't rotate, but the mouth opens and it has a little blast effect peg right there. So if you have fiery blast effects, you can shoot fire. And look at that detail. Both eyes look like that. It's almost looking transparent, but it's not. And here is hollowness right there. And of course, the back of his little mane. If you want Daniel on here, you have these two pegs on both sides, and he has these two cavities. Basically, you gotta like put them on an angle. It's not gonna fit inside of that perfectly, but it's fitting snugly. So now he can sit on top of Slag, and ride around, destroying Decepticons and Sharkticons and whatnot. So there you are with this. I think, was he on his back at the end of the movie? Because he wasn't even hanging out with the Dinobots. Here they are next to Grimlock. You know, I cannot wait for the other ones. I cannot believe we live in a world, finally, where we can get leader class sized Dinobots that are appropriately taller and bigger than other Autobots and whatnot. Pretty much the size they should be. Like, they've been deluxe class and all types of other things forever. But yay, happy. I like this. Only thing bad about it is pretty much no neck rotation or neck movement at all. That's about the only thing I can say, but it looks like what it should look like, and I'm happy with it. It looks good with Grimlock. I'm cool. I guess I should do reverse transformation. I'm going to flip this foot in there and basically flip that, flip this, flip that. Go ahead and take the gun out of here. Now we can lift these panels out to the side, split, or kind of lift that up, which made it come out of place anyway. You can stretch the legs down, open up the ankle pivot, open up this little panel right there on both sides, flip the legs in and lift that up. Push this panel down, put the ankle pivot back, get that in there, push the leg up more. Yeah, rotate this around. You can open this up, pull his chest out, which dislocated it from this right here. Get that out. You can push things down like this, but go ahead and lift the head up. Get this into this orientation and shut that. Lift the hands out, rotate it around, and these hands are fully painted. They're like light gray plastic, but they're painted. The back, everything's hanging down. We need to lift this up like that while bringing this up this way, and that grooves in like that. There are like two little kind of pegs that groove into this. Once we get it all lined up like that, we can lift this up here to meet that. It's not the most sturdy fit, I should say. Like, at least I can't make it like kind of clamp, but it stays for the most part. And I guess the final thing you could do is lift this up on both sides, and you're good to go. He's a robot again. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Almost a masterpiece. Like I said, would have been nice if it had his sword, so it can be a full-on type masterpiece type figure instead of that Daniel. But Daniel is cool. He's not horrible. It has enough paint and whatnot for me not to be angry. I'm good with it. I like him. Thank you for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here.
Click the videos. Click the fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should